There is a specific quality of silence that happens when the rest of the world is asleep. You are lying in the darkness. The noise of the day has evaporated, and you become acutely aware of an ancient internal gravity. It feels like an endless searching. You aren't hunting for something with your eyes or your hands. It is a profound systemic reaching from the very core of your awareness. You have been tracking a specific frequency, a version of life that feels like it belongs to you, yet it remains just past the horizon of your current experience, like trying to grasp a reflection on the water. But as you rest here, allowing the weight of your body to settle fully into the surface beneath you, let your mind entertain a strange possibility. What if you are not the hunter, but the target? What if the prosperity, the ease, the partnership, and the breakthroughs you have been pursuing are actually tracking your signal right now? What if the only reason they haven't arrived at your coordinates is that you are currently broadcasting from an old, obsolete address? Real cellular transformation doesn't happen by rearranging the furniture of your life. It happens by changing the occupant. Most human beings operate under a psychological glitch, the passport fallacy. They spend decades waiting for the external world to stamp their passport and validate their worth. They say, once I have the security, once the circumstances soften, once I am given the green light by life, then I will claim the identity. They live as perpetual applicants, standing at the gate of their own existence, begging reality to notice them. Scan your body right now and notice where that waiting pattern lives. It usually feels like a tightness in the chest or a subtle vigilance in the neck. Exhale that tension now, because that entire strategy is a structural illusion. Your environment is not the author of your internal state. Your internal state is the blueprint for your environment. Embody the identity, import the state, project the content. Let's re-examine what people call good fortune. Society views a massive stroke of luck as a chaotic, unpredictable anomaly. But luck is simply what happens when your subconscious architecture becomes completely aligned with an outcome. When someone embodies the identity of being structurally favored by life, their biological software changes. Observe this internal shift. They enter environments with an open, relaxed gaze. Their nervous system reads the room for hidden assets instead of threats. They speak with an effortless rhythm, crossing paths with the right person at the precise microsecond. It looks like a miracle to the untrained observer, but it is actually the mechanical, predictable result of living from a completely different default setting. The fabric of reality is not indifferent to you. It is entirely malleable, responding flawlessly to the core definitions you hold about yourself. If your baseline state is life is a battlefield, reality will faithfully supply the terrain and the enemies to match. If you stabilize the absolute assumption of being supported, reality will reorganize its architecture to validate that posture. The currents of abundance are a permanent fixture of the universe. They don't switch on and off. The only variable is whether your current internal configuration allows you to intercept them. You did not choose your original boundaries. You absorb them through cultural osmosis, childhood conditioning, and the survival stress of the people who raised you. You were hypnotized into believing that scarcity is noble, that effort must be agonizing, and that you must pay for joy with suffering. You accepted these limits not because they are laws of physics, but because your nervous system was conditioned to normalize them. You walk through life inside this invisible cage, treating the bars as if they were solid ground. But right now, as you allow these words to settle deep into your awareness, you can begin to perceive the boundaries for what they are, just old data. And because it is just data, you have the absolute authority to delete it. Every single moment you are running an internal simulation. You are radiating a specific somatic signature. If you are waiting for the external world to change before you drop your defense mechanisms, you are actively broadcasting defense. And the mirror of reality has no choice but to reflect back something to defend against. The shift does not require willpower. It does not require you to force a fake smile over a field of internal anxiety. Shifting is the clean, elegant act of preoccupying the destination. It is the willingness to feel the reality of the wish fulfilled prior to a single shred of physical evidence. Stop waiting for a sign. You must become the environment before the environment can appear. Let your gaze soften completely, or allow your eyes to close. Direct your attention away from the external world and drop your focus down into the somatic center of your being, right behind your breastbone. Inhale. Draw clean, spacious awareness into the center of the chest. Exhale, discharging the old habit of trying harder. Genuinely embody the physical sensation of someone who is fundamentally chosen by life. Notice the immediate drop in your shoulders. Feel the expansion in your lungs, the warmth moving into your hands, and the utter absence of urgency in your pulse. There is no hunting here, no desperate clawing at the universe. Look through the eyes of this new baseline. The internal landscape is brightly lit, vast and silent. Listen to the internal tone. It is a quiet, unshakable verdict. It is already done. It has already found me. This is not a mental game. It is a neurological installation. You are training your synapses, your cellular receptors, and your subconscious mind to recognize this frequency as your new home. When you allow yourself to inhabit this ease, you stop fighting upstream, and you invite the current to carry you. As you drift closer to the border of sleep, your analytical mind steps out of the way, leaving the vault of your subconscious wide open. This is your moment of maximum creative leverage. You can cross the threshold as the old version of you, the one defined by struggle and delay, and your mind will spend the entire night knitting those limitations into tomorrow's reality. Or you can execute the upgrade right now. You can assume absolute abundance. You can assume total protection. You can assume that the universe has already organized a masterpiece for you. You have never been bypassed, forgotten, or penalized by life. You simply maintained a subconscious script of lack, and the universe honored that script with mathematical precision. It wasn't punishing you, it was obeying you. Now rewrite the directive. Surrender completely to the identity of the one who has arrived. As you dissolve into the dream state tonight, let every single cell saturate with this fundamental truth. Identity creates the somatic state which creates the physical echo. You are the default location where prosperity lands. You are the individual that fortune is seeking, not because you earned it through exhaustion, but because you had the clarity to occupy it in the quiet. As your consciousness drifts, rest deeply in this absolute certainty. The destination has already claimed you. The supply has already found your coordinates. Wake up tomorrow as the undeniable owner of this reality. Sink into the deep quiet now. It is finished.